like the anyway.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. So do you want to give us an intro?
Hi, welcome to Neon City Daily. I'm Dave.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
And I'm still Dave.
Sweet.
Yeah, Jamie's not here.
No.
Jamie's got a real job.
I think it's more he's got tonsillitis at the
Yeah.
moment. That was his biggest drama unfolding at the moment.
Yeah.
So
He's
you know,
always been pretty soft though.
especially in that general throat region.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
soft.
Jess was watching something the other day because she watches a lot of these prison or murder mysteries and stuff.
So Josh's wife likes watching prisons. Yep.
Yeah, and all prison shows. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. She doesn't sit there with binoculars
No,
looking
she
at
watches
prisons.
prisons.
It's not that
That's where
far
we are.
away.
Yeah.
No, that's where we are now, Josh.
But
She
there's
watches
this
prisons.
guy that like killed like dozens of women.
Yeah.
But he became obsessed and aroused by throats
Okay.
at like age 8.
You know what I hate to throw out there is that I know that's not something that's necessarily like a weird thing now.
It's certainly not the worst thing though.
No. What? But no,
No,
okay.
no.
The angle I was going for here
The
is
murder
because
is bad. Let me just clarify.
let's make sure that's right out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Murdering people via throats is not a cool thing.
Yeah, but
Throats
having
themselves fine.
having
Yeah,
a fetish about
Throat.
throats.
Having a throat fetish
if
thing
you
is
want to gently caress it.
And the other person has
Well,
given consent.
Yes.
you say that, but
Don't
as far
lick
as like
necks.
circles about consent and everything go, like there's spend some time on TikTok. Everything's about being choked now. It's nuts. There's like it's like this hard limit I find. As soon as women on a social media platform hit 25 years old and they've decided, no, I want some sexual freedom, suddenly they're telling everyone to choke them. And it's weird.
Why?
And I don't know.
Is
But
TikTok moderated or anything like that?
Yeah.
Or you can literally just put anything on there?
you can put anything on there. There's no guarantee it's going to stay there.
Right, okay.
So
It is also owned by the Chinese.
yes.
So I imagine you can't be anti anything
Nah.
Chinese, Winnie the Pooh.
You can't walk around in just a red crop top and talk about honey. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't stand in front of a tank. And
Oh,
It's not a good idea.
don't demonstrate
Let's-
in anything called
All right.
square.
No. Hey Josh, have you been playing video games?
We might need some editing here,
there's
baby.
been throats and
That's all right. We
wings
don't live
and-
in Hong Kong. We can say what we want.
Yes, video games, fun.
But Vic Police, I'm not very happy with Victoria Police. Have you seen
Why?
them
No.
just stomping on people?
No. What the problem with that too, though, at the moment, is that Victoria's got a whole bunch of weird, crazy people floating around at the minute.
Yeah.
That are
Oh,
just
yeah. The
I
people
can't
that go out,
believe
yeah.
You told me to just stay home for 10 minutes. I'm so mad. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
People that think that they're losing their freedoms by following the advice of health professionals
Yeah, it's stupid.
are self-entitled assholes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And should be denied or at least put on the bottom of any hospital's
Just denied.
priority list if and when they inevitably get sick from not following the advice.
I assume the people that are screaming about it are the kind of people that, have like salt lamps. So I'm just
the healing type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also just the right-wing QAnon guys.
Yeah. Yeah, all them.
But I watched a video that I got into quite a respectful discussion. So my auntie,
Oh no.
she's she's a lovely elderly lady.
I love that you have to qualify.
Yeah.
This is-
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but she's new to the internet. I put up like a meme about kale. And it was like how to cook kale. It's like add coconut oil to your kale. That way it'll slide into the bin easier, right? We all know it's a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
She commented going, that's just a sign of a bad cook. And then I'm like, okay, she didn't get it. That's
Yeah.
okay. It's all
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
Then about an hour later, I get a message
Oh.
saying, hi, Josh. Do you need help? I can give you some tips on how to cook kale. I'm like, oh, you are just the sweetest.
No.
Anyway, she has some very...
This is about to devolve into us not liking your aunt very much, isn't it? Like, I feel it coming.
A little bit. She has very specific political views.
Okay.
Especially when it's pertaining to the health industry and medical and stuff like that.
Well, she did tell you that she could give you tips on cooking kale.
Yeah.
So,
The last time I heard from this specific auntie, and see, she's never going to listen to this, so she messaged me.
Minute.
So she's such a battler. She's been pretty sick all her life, right?
Yeah.
And so she sent me something because she was doing research, and like, everyone knows my bowels aren't really normal.
As we've established on this
Yeah,
podcast.
your bowels
Many
are a
times.
nightmare is what they are.
And the first time I hear from this auntie in literally years, she goes, "Josh, you're going to die
Sweet.
unless you figure out your gut, because there is now a link between the gut and the brain. In fact, they think the gut is a second brain."
Some people certainly talk out their asses. And
It's true, yeah. There's no filter there.
Like my
No.
ass talks.
When I need an asshole's opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, she put something up, or she shared a picture, and I think it was in Melbourne. It was Ballarat, so
Yeah.
in Victoria. It was a video that this chick started when the police rocked up to her house with a warrant
Right.
to arrest her for incitement.
Yep.
Because she was organising on Facebook. She was the organiser of
Like an anti-mask rally or
a
something.
protest against lockdown
Right,
and masks
okay.
and distancing.
So
and
she's an idiot.
yeah, she's an
Yeah.
idiot. And yeah, like my auntie put it out there basically in support of this woman, because my auntie's views are of, we're going to die anyway. Let's just live our lives.
Let's just take as many people with us as we can.
Chances are we'll all get COVID at one point, so
Oh my God.
why delay? And the only thing I agreed with her on, and this is, I said to my mum at the time, because it's mum's sister, I'm like, she is everything an internet discussion should be. She sets the bar. She was respectful. I commented,
Yeah.
and I just said blatant. I'm used to being blatant on the internet at this point,
Yeah.
and I forgot who I was talking to, and I'm like, yeah, nah, 100% deserved. Like, silly woman, what did she expect?
Yeah.
Like, you're not losing freedoms.
No.
It's not like we're suddenly inheriting a dictator.
No.
It's,
as much as they might try and make it
yeah,
look like
Yeah.
Dictator 10.
but you have to believe, and there is evidence to suggest that those making decisions are listening to the medical professionals.
Well, down here anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So really, they're just asking you to be more than anything. These measures that they're putting in place is not so much even to protect you if you're young and you're healthy. It's to
No, it's
protect
protect everyone else.
the vulnerable. And yeah, so I'm like, look, nah, she deserves it 100%. Take her
Yeah.
away, arrest
Yeah.
her. Good on them.
Done.
Good on them.
Sort of.
Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
But the way that she disagreed with me and everything, and I'm like, this is the most civil argument I've ever had on the internet. And I'm
You
like,
do play League of Legends, let's be fair.
it's not a high bar, I'll
Yeah,
admit.
yeah.
But the way that I was able to kind of express my opinion, and she disagreed with me on the internet, and we kept talking about it, and it was nice and it was respectful, and I think everyone should be like my auntie. I think the internet would be a much nicer place.
It helps
would
if you
be.
know everyone personally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Funnily enough,
Yeah.
people tend to be a
I
little
don't
nicer.
really
than
know. I
So
don't
that's-
see her very often.
I will admit though that like kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that like not to drag it into this space, but it's then like this whole thing, it's not really a healthcare or a rights thing, it's just a political battle, because it's like the Murdoch machine is just like, but you don't understand, Dan, he's a Labor guy.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
the Fox News doesn't like
They're just
him.
trying to crucify
And so they're
the Victorian
making
Premier at the
yeah,
moment. aren't they?
they're basically just like fanning the flames and making it worse and being douchebags because they're like, this serves our political goals, and it's like, oh wow,
I
sweet.
don't understand how they can make
Those poor millionaires aren't
Everything's
making
so-
any
Yeah,
money.
I was going to say those poor
How do
millionaires
you
might
make
not
something
get,
like
an
this
extra
so
jet this
political?
week.
Like Peter Gutwin, Liberal.
Yeah.
I'm historically a Labor voter.
Yeah.
I'll put that out there. I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's doing fine.
He is, but I think it's because he's actually a small town person,
Yeah.
so he's not like buried in that party.
Mm.
And this is I didn't want to talk about this. And
We're down the
he's
rabbit
got-
hole
I think
now.
he's actually like
Jamie's not
legitimate-
here to go, okay, games, guys.
I already tried, and you guys didn't
Yeah,
listen.
no, we don't listen to you.
I mean, you mentioned League of Legends.
Only Jamie has that authority.
But no, he's like I will still I still don't and can't make myself even consider voting Liberal simply because of how entrenched they are in all the garbage. And then like every political party's got some level
Oh, yeah,
of
none of them are
garbage.
perfect.
Like
That's
none of them are
fine.
And
great.
that's fine.
And everyone
But what I'm
tries to
saying is-
pretend that we aren't a two-party system, but we
Oh, we are. Yeah.
and it's like you've basically got the two parties fighting for contention. One of them's backed by a worldwide, like just generally horrific organization that is just slowly taking everything over and weeding out with money everything that may possibly ever argue with it. And it's fucking evil. And so I'm just like,
Tencent?
nah. Pretty much. I mean, Murdoch probably has some stake in them.
Yeah.
But like, let's face it, I'm saying this out loud, so we're probably not going to get on YouTube for this one. But yeah, no, it's just a case of like they're backed by those guys, and it's just like nah.
My point is, despite my own political preferences, I can quite happily say that he as a leader is doing a good job.
Like, so the
Some
problem for me
people are so
still with
blinded by
is-
party loyalty
that,
that they will refuse to acknowledge a good job when it's done. And that, I think, is the biggest enemy of progress.
I will admit that I kind of feel like down here and how well it went with us is a bit of a mix of the fact that we're really isolated anyway. And
It helps we're on a little island. Yeah.
And the fact that, like, no matter which political party it was, if they actually listened to the healthcare professionals, they were going to do a good job. They just had to listen
absolutely.
to the healthcare professionals.
But by comparison, I mean, you look at someone like Trump who wants to inject bleach.
Oh yeah, no, I get that.
know,
I'm
it
like,
could
yeah,
get a lot
if we get
worse.
outside of our little sphere and we start looking at some other countries like Spain, still cracking record numbers and stuff like that, it's like our general political thing is like, as much as like on a big, like the top umbrella,
Yeah.
we're kind of weird and just, but everyone on a local level seems
Yeah.
to have at least tried to hold it together.
At the end of the day, it's common sense. And you quickly realise which politicians don't have common sense. You suspected it already, but then they
I'm
went
sure
and
I
kindly
did.
confirmed it for you.
Yeah.
The fact that we don't have full fibre internet
Yeah. All of
in
that
this country
stuff.
basically
Yeah.
says.
I'm going to tell my
which
story
don't have
about
common
this.
sense.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm going to tell my story. So
We need to get on to video games. So
This is related.
Let's get this through.
Well, it is.
This is
It
related.
Yeah, this is
Because I want to play video games quicker.
Yeah.
I want to be able to download them.
more quicker, better,
Right.
faster, cheaper, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Not cheaper.
Now,
cheap.
I
Not
live in a new development, but I'm in the, I guess you would say, the original.
You're in
area.
where they first started.
This is where they
developing
first started this new development. It's a couple of years old now.
Yeah.
We've been in this house for almost 2 years. But the developer who owned all this land opted against fibre, running fibre through it. I thought it was a legally mandated thing that you had to, for any new development, had to have fibre.
It was supposed to be over 100 houses, over 100 lots. It was supposed to be, but then they made it.
It was all supposed to be until the wrong people got
Well,
the
that's
got
true.
the seat. The next
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Back to political.
So let's.
Yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. I have fiber to the node. I'm 739 meters away, so my internet is rubbish.
Yeah.
So fast forward, and Nick, you moving in literally as the crow flies. What, 100 meters?
Yeah, about 100 meters.
Yep.
Just to the
Literally
right.
2 houses and their backyards to worry about before you get to your house. And you are in an area where, so you go over the road from my house, and behind that house is a separate development owned by a separate developer. Because I know this because I've got a friend that lives over the road in front of you, and he had a different developer that he was dealing with.
Yeah.
And you have fibre to the premises.
Yep.
He went and did the logical thing as far as I'm
he
concerned.
did the thing that makes sense.
For his own land value as well.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
just connect up the latest technology and internet. And he made that investment, and I'm sure it's paying off. So I contact my ISP. They say you need to talk to NBN. I say, look, I send an email to NBN or to the ISP. They send me
Yeah.
to this technology change program that the
God.
NBN run, where you can.
I was working for Telstra when those came in. That's always a nightmare.
Yeah, so you can request a technology change from fibre to the node to fibre to the premises.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, cool, thanks for that. And I said, look, the ISP couldn't tell me anything, so I asked NBN a few questions. They didn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
And they said, no, you need to put an application in.
Which costs money.
Put an application in for $330, and that is just to get a quote.
Yeah.
So you're paying money to find out how much money you have to pay.
Yeah.
And they make a big point of telling you that the $330 fee to get just the initial quote is non-refundable, And if you decide to, so that's if you get the quote and go, oh, this is outrageous, which it likely will be.
Yeah.
Then a lot of people have gone, oh, I want my $330 back. And no, sorry, that was a donation. So yeah, I'm going to pay the $330 because literally less than a stone's throw away, there is fibre in the ground.
Yeah.
Now, I've looked at forums and things like that for people that have paid for technology changes.
Yeah.
There was one guy on Whirlpool and he paid for it, and it was $11,000.
Yeah, there's been a few good ones.
But he had like, I think 800 or 900 meters to cover.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe if I was going from the node to here, which is 700 odd meters, I might be in that ballpark. Now, NBN said, based on your address, our indicative prices suggest it'll be $9,000 to $14,000.
Oh.
And I'm like, are you taking into account, NBN, who owns this network, the fact that you have fibre literally to the corner of the street I'm opposite from?
You can stand at your door, sneeze, the snot will land where the fibre is.
Yeah.
I think there's even a hub over there, isn't there?
Yes.
The actual FDH
I
is actually...
wrote in an email, if I run the cable, just unlock the box, I will run the cable, just turn it on for me. It might have to go through the sewer if you don't want to give me access to the actual conduit.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming they can just use the same conduit that the copper runs through.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, that's what they were doing everywhere else.
Yeah.
My conduits were cleaned out, ready for the fibre to come through. Then the government changed, and then they left us on copper.
Sweet.
So they cleaned them out, ready to go. To run
Assuming the infrastructure is there
Yep.
and it's so close,
Yep.
let's assume 11,000 for 800 meters. You know, I mean, I talked to Jess. She agrees because she's sick of our internet being rubbish. Like, you can barely play a game or download and stream something on TV for the kids at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a nice to have for me or a want. It is almost borderline a need. Working in IT.
Yeah, well, you actually do working in IT.
You know, even Neon City, you know, it's, So we put a hard cap on how much we're willing to spend.
Yeah,
you know, $2,500.
Yeah.
Looking at what it'll do for the property value and stuff like that. But,
Yeah, that too. I mean, yeah.
But anyway, I'm not happy.
This is
You're
like,
literally paying to fix the government's mistake.
Yeah, that's it. Like we are literally in a point now where our government should have done this so long ago.
Yeah.
Well, the previous government
And
were going to
they
do it.
were going to do it.
Yes.
And then we had the Captain Murdoch government just trash everything.
Anyway,
So, computer games, hey?
Yeah.
Let's,
Josh, what have you been playing?
Let's detox.
Oh, okay.
Just
Something else.
now, yes. What have I been playing?
Oh, no.
Glad you asked. Haven't been playing League of Legends. Well, no, we have.
Don't.
Yeah.
You've given me that look and I already know where
Have
this
been
is
playing
going.
League of Legends. But I swore I would never play this.
I remember you saying that.
I'm like, oh, it looks boring as batshit. But I was sitting on the couch, Luca, my youngest, I was chilling out with him. Everyone else had left, kind of thing. So you can't exactly commit to a LOL game. No. But he's happy playing. I'm bored. I'm not exactly about to put my shows on TV, and you know, I'm watching The Boys at the moment. You don't really want your 1-year-old watching like Anyway.
Yeah, we get it.
So I'm like, just on my phone, I'm like, I've never played a decent game on my phone. Other than the Hitman game, which I reviewed in Aftershock.
You did.
Go to our YouTube and watch it. And I looked up Riot. And I'm like, because I think there's something called Wild Rift where they were bringing in the actual League of Legends MOBA to mobile. I still haven't clarified because I came across Teamfight Tactics and I did some research and it's the exact same version you can play. Like you literally it's cross-platform. You're probably playing on your mobile with people that are playing on PC.
The fact that you've basically gone like, all right, I can go to my dealer and get heroin, or my dealer can bring heroin to me.
Yeah.
Is like
I don't even have to get off the couch. So as I've said many times already, it's the thinking man's LOL.
Is it
It
though?
is like chess with luck and League of Legends characters. And it is very addictive. I won my first match. So there's 8 players. I came 8th, worked my way up to 6th, had a lot of 4th. You only get LP, like experience, if you play ranked, if you come in the top 3. So I didn't want to hit the ranked queues until I was consistently getting top 3. Started hitting 3rd a lot, got a 2nd, And then last night, I got a first.
And you messaged me about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like midnight. And I'm like, I hope this doesn't wake up Dave, but I'm going to screenshot this.
No, I
And
did not see it till this morning.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I was waiting like an hour, Dave, for you to congratulate me last night.
The problem is, too, I can see Josh sitting there actually waiting for you to
going.
congratulate him on the win.
Give me praise.
Just waiting. Every now and then
Give
he'll
me
like drop to
praise.
YouTube and look at some strats, and
Yeah.
then he'd go back to it.
I have
later.
watched a lot of YouTube on it, actually. But anyway, I've been playing that. I won't go too in depth because I'm going to touch on it in our bronze broadcast. Oh,
I
it's
will
gonna
just
be
look for
exciting.
news because I haven't played it.
I'll make you play it.
I was like,
It's
you know
probably
what's
going
coming.
to- it's probably
you
gonna
know
happen.
what's
I'll be
coming,
honest.
Dave.
It's going to happen.
But other than that, I keep forgetting that Horizon Zero Dawn
I was wondering if
is a
that was
game
going to pop up at
that
all.
I remember I have it, but then I forgot that I let it do that optimization. So now I every time I think about it, I go, oh, can't play it. Forget that I can. So I haven't played it.
And then we tried to do that the other night with Remnant. You were trying to update it.
Yeah, we tried to play Remnant, but Epic Launcher.
Oh.
Well, that plus your internet.
So Epic Launcher I thought was really good because it gave you quite granular detail on what it was doing during a download.
I was still worried about the fact that you thought you said it was quite. Like you said, you thought
Well,
it was
this
quite
portion,
good. So
this
I'm just like,
portion
oh,
of the
no.
client, they have a download activity,
Yeah.
a disk read, and
Yeah.
a disk write.
Yeah.
For some reason,
I do
the
like that
entirety,
that's there, but
the
yeah.
entirety of the update was reading from my disk. An update typically downloads and then writes,
And then
to the disk.
writes. You'd assume.
But this was just reading from the disk the whole time and not moving.
So
I think we played Vermintide,
instead, which was good fun.
which was
Okay.
fun. Yeah,
There
we
you go.
We
played.
had the stand in you with the dwarf. Was
Yeah.
just the AI dwarf.
sweet.
Yeah,
Probably
he
functions
also
about as well as
played
I
a
do
dwarf.
anyway. Yeah.
We,
I
we
did
may
say
have
that.
commented things
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
You know.
It's fine.
And yeah, forgot. I burped out my thoughts.
Sweet. Sweet. Epic launcher. Garbage was ready.
Yeah,
riding the
exactly.
disc.
Yeah, so we couldn't play
reading.
Remnant. We played Vermintide. That was fun. I could only
Yeah.
stick around for like one like campaign or whatever mission.
There's some pretty good missions.
But
though.
it did make me go, oh, you know what? We do need to hit this more.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
Oh, we do. It's a good game.
We could like stream it and you guys could watch.
Yeah. And all four of us can actually play that.
Yeah, all four of us.
That's the
can
problem
play
with
that one,
Remnant. Is it's only three. It's like,
It's only three.
Not that we've run into that problem yet,
No.
given our availability, but yeah.
It should change soon, though.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
What
Probably.
have you been playing, Nick?
I played more Nier Automata, and I've gotten further in that game than I've gotten in the last, 2.5 years I've kind of played it on.
You haven't finished it yet. That's pretty poor.
So you say that. Do you remember our conversation about what finishing that takes? Because I've got, I think, 4 endings.
Yeah.
So I still need another 4 for it to tie everything together.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just did, because you kind of play it and it almost tricks you into thinking you're actually playing the game, but you're not. You're playing the prologue, and you play that for about 28 hours. I think I took about 28 hours, 30 hours to get to it, and then I hit the start credits, and that's after.
I couldn't deal with that. I'd get to those start credits and go, you son of a
I
bitch.
will admit, the first time I did it,
Yeah.
I didn't touch the game for a couple of days. I was like, "What are you?" But it was more game that I liked, and so then I went through the next portion of it, and that was about another 12 hours, and then there's another portion of I had to go through, which is about the same again, and now I've got 4 more endings to do, I think, from what I can see.
You're getting some value.
It is a massive game, and like you look at the map for it, you wouldn't think it was that big, but it's just got so much replayability and so much just stuff
Nice.
in there that it just keeps you going. So yeah, between that and actually this is a bit of a rerun because I think I said this last week. That and Sea of Thieves. Nice. Sea of Thieves every Tuesday is basically update day, and some weeks they'll add big things. What is going? Why is? I guess Jamie's here for the podcast now.
Hey, Jamie.
Hello, guys. Are you doing a reshoot of the podcast?
No, we're actually right in the middle.
No, we're doing
This is
the
a main
podcast.
show.
I've interrupted the
you've-
main
he's-
show
he's-
and gone, you know what? We missed Jamie.
Oh, that's nice. I got my act. I don't know what the best way for my phone is.
Probably not upside down. There he is. Let's show the viewers. Oh.
Wow. At least it's on the right side there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We need to sit. Yeah.
You've gotten too comfortable, Josh. This is what
It's
happens.
not awkward at all.
You've gotten too comfortable.
All right, Jamie. Thanks for the call. We better go.
Bye, Jamie.
Bye, Jamie.
Love you
Bye.
too.
Love you too.
But yeah, no. So Sea of Thieves, play that again. It's introduced it introduces cosmetic stuff obviously now. Then so now we've
And
got
dogs.
Now we've got dogs. Now we have dogs. I only just got a cat, so I'm like, oh, now I've got
No
a
one
dog.
cares about cats.
Except for Skittles. But the game Sea of Thieves, they added like a really cool like voyage thing now where it's just all about going and you go to different islands to get different pieces of parchment that add to a map.
Yeah.
That you can then go to, find this vault key, get in, do a bit of a puzzle,
Yeah.
and like just get piles and piles of treasure out of. And it's just really good. It's a really cool way to get like a heap of treasure and have fun doing it. And you hang out with your buddies and you solve some puzzles and you fight some skeletons. It's actually a really cool addition to the game. I think this was the first time in months that I'd played and it didn't end in like an hour or two long. Like, ugh, these guys on another ship showed up.
Because that happens a lot.
That happens quite a lot. And I get it. It's a pirate game, but other people are really annoying. So there was that. What else did I play? I cracked 110 hours in Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I started playing the DLC for that. DLC for that's actually really good, but it was like because the first DLC is it's called Fate of Atlantis. When you go through the story, there's stuff about Atlantis.
That's in the Lost City.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool, but it's broken up into like 3 kind of episodes. I'm glad that I'm playing it now instead of when it was coming out because I'm pretty sure when it was coming out, it was like episode, wait. And so I'm just glad it's all out now.
Nice.
But no, Assassin's Creed Odyssey still kind of kept me going. Like between that and Nier, I've got just 2 very long, really fun single player games that I'm in the middle of. So.
Nice.
What about you, Dave?
League of Legends.
Sweet.
Just point of order. I would give you half of that. Having played both, Nier is not fun.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's fun and there's butts. Like, how can you not enjoy that?
Anyway,
Fun, right?
no. Dave,
So League of Legends.
nice.
Yep. And
That's it.
and Vermintide.
Bit of Vermintide.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I have another SSD, so I can put some games back on my computer now.
Sweet.
Which is nice.
Sweet.
Whether I'll actually get around to playing them is
Yeah.
another thing entirely.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that feeling. Probably too well.
Yeah.
Says the guy that just talked about hitting
Playing
110
2
hours.
long
Playing 2
games.
massive involved
Oh, a
games.
tiny bit of Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, okay. I did actually look at reinstalling that again, but I
You
just
need
didn't
to
get to it.
because
Yeah.
we are doing our Christmas special.
Yeah, no, I did remember that you want to get in on that Christmas
It's
business.
not what I want, Nick.
So, isn't it, Josh?
No.
Are you sure?
It's what tradition demands.
Oh, jeez. To be fair, I don't think we've done the Christmas thing for a while, or I haven't anyway. So.
Eggnog and jumping.
Yeah. I'll be making eggnog,
Oh man, eggnog. Yeah.
which I think we talked about last week.
Oh,
Just you and I on the podcast and how it, you weren't here, but we were talking about how I just dared you to scull the rest of the eggnog.
I just remember that. Like literally
Yeah.
flashed back into my head. That
And
that
you
happened.
regretted life for the rest of the
Because
night.
it was
like
so
cement in
thick
the
and
stomach.
so sugary. It was like pouring clay into my inside.
Yeah, but it was like half a bottle of alcohol in it as well.
I was ruined.
But I made that according to the recipe. It's
Which
not
is
like I
fine.
spiked it.
No,
Dave,
no.
can you get that special delivery for me, please?
Sure.
You made it according to the recipe, but didn't the recipe call for like brandy or something, and you just used something? Wow. All right.
You put that on his microphone.
Oh, jeez. How am I going to do this? Oh, no.
There's blue tack that just flicked down onto the floor.
We are a very professional production.
Don't move
Did
the
you see the
desk.
desk
That's
move?
extremely stable.
Going to move the desk.
Oh, yes.
All right, there we go. Jamie's with us.
Yay.
Sweet jawline.
In
Look at
paper
that.
spirit.
Yeah.
God
I
damn
don't
it.
know why.
Well, I think.
So, Jamie, what were you playing?
Yeah.
Oh, Paper Mario.
I was thinking about playing LOL because you guys make it sound like it's so much fun.
I can't even make fun of that. I just all right. So
the paper sets itself on fire and
it just disappears. So the what was it? We were going to talk about. Actually, we were going to do something new, and we were going to watch some trailers for stuff, weren't we?
Yes.
So that we can like react to it kind of
Yeah.
live.
So Ubisoft had their
event, whatever it is.
second online event or something
Yeah.
like that. Ubisoft, it's worth noting, are fighting a bit of an uphill battle internally.
Yeah, with
And
their
at the same
staff
time, trying to
being
get people hyped.
douchebags to each other. It's
So we'll watch. So one I think we've talked about before. We're all really excited. Is Squadrons.
yeah, Star Wars.
And I think I'm the only one that's watched it, but I'll happily watch it again.
yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
It's a little CGI short.
Yeah.
Now, tell me if you think, I don't know, it's like when my mother-in-law called her dog Chica, and I'm like, that sounds wildly racist.
Yeah.
They call the Imperial fighter in this Imp. And I'm like, that doesn't sound politically correct.
No, I've heard it said before in Star Wars stuff, so I think
Right.
I'm a little bit not worried, like desensitized to it. I think just because of the amount of Star Wars stuff that I ingest and constantly hearing them getting called the imps and stuff like that.
it's not a word I've ever taken as problematic, but
yeah.
I could be.
I mean,
children.
we don't know.
Anyway,
I guess but
it sounded out of place to me, but let's watch it.
let's face it, wouldn't surprise me if Ubisoft had let something go that was off kilter. Realistically, at the moment. Oh, he's up pilots. I don't know what that means.
I do love a Lucasfilm logo. Childhood memories.
After the Battle of Endor, which is interesting.
That's a interesting time frame to sit it in.
Hold formation. It's not over yet.
I will admit, it's like we're listening to it from the perspective of the Imperial fighters, which is
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
That's
not
this
something
whole-
you usually.
No, exactly, and I do like that.
Squadrons, disengage.
Because I'm assuming at this point they just got wrecked on the moon of Endor.
Yeah, they did. Endor just ruined. Oh yeah, they're doing the retreat. Like this is something that we haven't really seen actually.
No.
After this, like we just go sweet. The imps are gone and
Return to the
Go from
overseer
there.
for extraction.
goddamn Star Destroyers.
Captain, come in. This is Titan 3. I'm pinned down.
Come on, we still have ties out.
When
Something
I
The
hand
Force
you
Awakens did really well was put a human face
The
to
overseer is leaving.
stormtroopers and the Imperial.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
I will admit too. I kind of found that Rogue One. While not being like super heavy on the Imperial side of things, kind of did a lot to actually point out that there was more people involved than just the ones that you'd already
Yeah,
seen.
absolutely, yeah.
And I don't know, Rogue One became like
There was
one
like
of my favorite Star
Tarkin,
Wars films.
and
at
then
this
there was
point.
bad CG Tarkin.
Yeah,
Speed on my mark.
it had the best Darth Vader moment in any film.
It did. That was badass. Oh, we should watch that again.
Yeah, I can actually can't wait.
All right, we're leaving the podcast there. We're just going to go watch
See you
it.
guys. Gonna go watch Rogue One.
And I haven't seen a Star Wars movie for years, so
Oh,
I'm in the
man.
dark.
If you
He got
haven't
stooged.
seen Rogue One?
No.
We need to watch.
Yeah.
Right.
If you've only watched the first original trilogy, then that's definitely...
I've seen the original trilogy and numbers 2 and 3.
Don't
I
worry
think.
about the prequels. It's all good.
I'd worry more about them than the sequel trilogy.
Oh, then the sequel. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Even though, yeah.
I was playing games that had Star Wars references before I'd seen Star Wars. It's like, ah, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. This is like an interesting way to shift it, because normally this kind of stuff's like, oh, with the rebels are outgunned,
Yeah.
and yeah,
This is an Imperial guy trying to survive, basically.
yeah, which is kind of weird thematically, but makes sense in this context. So
I was always excited when I first learnt that they were going to change the perspective throughout the game. You would play as the rebels and
yeah,
the Imperial guys.
But that's like because they kind of tried it with that campaign thing for Battlefront 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. Like I liked that a lot. Nope, says the X-Wing. Oh, jeez. You don't want to do re-entry in a TIE... Nah.
Not a broken up type.
Not in a busted TIE fighter. TIE Interceptor, actually, too. That isn't even a fighter. I kind of like, too, the fact that I know that the X-Wings are, like, generally just superior to the TIEs as well. Like, the TIEs are just this mass-produced...
Yeah. It's
They're
like grunt,
the Zerg.
the Zerg.
Yeah. Whereas the X-Wings are actually just, like, a really well-built machine. I kind of like this, like, almost, like, desperation thing. Yeah, you busted, man. Basically flying around in an eggshell with solar wings, like, it's not going to be fun for you.
It looks cool.
Oh, no, it looks
really well done.
It almost looks like it could be movie footage.
Yeah.
It is better than
I was going to say...
Rise of
Rise
Skywalker.
of Skywalker.
Yeah.
See, I still haven't watched Rise of Skywalker. Oh, you busted my Astro Droid. That's actually, I feel like it should clarify is that that's where like the X-Wings are much better machine in general, but the TIE fighters have amazing maneuverability.
Oh yeah, just a lot more smaller and
Yeah, just a
Agile.
lot smaller. Like a lot, yeah. Iron bitch. Whoa, he's got a moustache.
obviously a diversity hire.
Oh wow.
Now, you don't associate like. George Lucas literally based the Empire off the Nazis.
Well, see, that's the thing though. Like the way that he did the fiction for that is that the Empire, after they stopped trying to use clones, they basically subjugate conscript worlds. They didn't care who was on there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had to be human and you had to work for them.
Yeah.
So, oh wow, that sucks.
How convenient.
That sucks.
He's one with the Force now. Oh wait, wrong side. Relatively smooth landing.
Yeah,
I was
actually, I
waiting
was
for it to
expecting a
Blowing
lot more than that.
burst into flames. Briefly reminded me of Rebel Assault going through those canyons.
Yeah.
Back in the mid-90s, I
Yeah.
got it with my first CD drive.
Oh, I remember that. Whew.
War's over, Imp.
Sweet.
Calling Titan Leader. Gray, do you read?
That's a little bit weird that he took his helmet with him. I'm sorry. Because he took that off in
He
the
did,
cockpit.
yeah, gotta save
it.
He's attached to it.
Yeah. Oh, great. So we get to, like, hang out as a guy being a total fucking dick because he doesn't understand that the weird racist Roman Imperial overlord's lost. Wow.
So that is
Cool.
that.
Cool.
I
It's like
am
when games
a
make
big
you
fan
play,
of that.
But it's when games make you play as a douche. It's
Yeah.
like that whole
Yeah.
choice thing's like, well, I don't want to play
That
as
said,
Yeah.
even given the choice, I tend to play as the douche.
It's because you're German.
Now who's the racist Nick?
Me.
I am. So, what do you guys think? Good.
I obviously that's not really indicative of gameplay, but I did like the fact that what they were doing means they kind of understand the physics
Yeah.
and how the different starfighters work and how they kind of sound and how and looking at that too, I can kind of tell that they're gonna make them feel different. So I'm pumped.
Well, my understanding was Squadrons was always. I liken it to the creation of Gmail. So Google encouraged people at the time to be inventive and go off and come up with. They would allow them a certain amount of time to come up with the projects on the side.
Yeah.
Still owned by Google, of course. Not going to let their IP walk out the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a small team came up with Gmail.
Yeah,
And now, it's huge. And my understanding of this from previous interviews is that the guys that work primarily on the space aspects of Battlefront
Yeah.
said that they approached the powers to be and said, look, we really, really want to make a standalone fighter game. We think we can do it justice.
That was a really good part of Battlefront. So.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think, one, you've got the right people making it.
Yep.
They're obviously passionate
They
about it.
obviously care enough to bring it up.
Yeah.
They've got a proven track record with what they did in Battlefront and the space stuff. And obviously EA are on board. Like, I was afraid it was going to be like this little underfunded project and they'd just release it with microtransactions left, right and centre. It would just be multiplayer only.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they've thrown VR support, HOTAS support, VR. Did I say VR already?
you did.
Yeah.
Lots of support.
Cross-platform.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
didn't realise that. That's pretty cool.
And now, obviously, like CG, that can't be... That's got to be time-consuming. And
Yeah, someone had to
fairly
make
expensive
that.
to make.
That
Like-
was a big deal, yeah.
So yeah, from what everything I've seen so far, I think it's on track to be
Just
pretty
looks
awesome.
cool. Like I was cautiously optimistic about Fallen Order because I'm just so dirty on EA about everything Star Wars and how much they've just abused that license. And they kind of had that thing going where it was just like, oh, they're just making it to keep the license. They don't give a shit. But then Fallen Order was amazing. I don't even know how much time I spent in that game. Just literally trying to 100% it. I got there.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the few games in the last entire, like, I'm just going to say generation to block it like that with the consoles is just like, that is one of the few games that I've sat there and just 100% it because it was just so much fun.
yeah.
So
so good.
that kind of gave me a little bit of renewed hope in how they're going to start treating Star Wars now. And Squadrons is just all looking good. So I'm excited.
It's weird when like you were saying, talking about quality and things like that. Like Battlefront was more of a cash grab.
Yeah.
Fallen Order was a genuine attempt at a good game, and it turned out exactly that. And part of me thinks that Lucasfilm is always very particular about who makes, like, because they got rid of all the canon and things like that. But then you look at the movies, and you're like, you don't care. You don't care that much.
Lucas doesn't care.
Like,
Lucas
did you see Daisy Ridley come out recently and basically
talk
say
about
they were
how-
literally filming the last movie, and
And
the
they
whole
was
her whole
changing.
parentage was changing from day to day.
Yeah.
They still didn't know what they were going to do with her
That doesn't
parentage.
surprise me at all.
And as much as I hate what the second movie did with her parentage and try and infer that she was nobody, and stuff like that, like.
Well, that was. I think the biggest problem is that would have been fine if they didn't spend the entirety of The Force Awakens setting up that she was someone's daughter. And so there
Different
was
director comes in and goes, no, she's a nobody.
Yeah. And do you know the reason he did that? Actually, do you know the reason that whole movie had so much trouble? There was like a whole bunch of stuff where everyone went.
Which
like,
one, the second one or the third
second one?
Oh,
The Last Jedi. In The Force Awakens, it was like there was a lot of parallels to A New Hope, like to the first Star Wars movie.
Which everyone knew was going to
And
happen.
everyone kind of knew that was going to happen, but it was a formula. It worked really well. And what happened was that it kind of moved everything forward in a way where you were just like, this feels familiar to play to me because I already like Star Wars, but it's also doing very different things that are shifting things a certain way or changing a story or stuff like that. And so they did that and it was great. And then everyone was like, okay. Then, like, episode, was it 8? Yeah, 8 was going to be like, everyone's sitting there going, well, that's, okay, let's see what parallels that this might draw from Empire Strikes Back. And the problem was that people did that and started theorizing online with each other and having talks about, like, what this next movie could be like. The director for that was genuinely reading that and going, well, I'm not doing any of that. And so you had fans literally giving him just play-by-plays of things that they would enjoy. And he's just like, nah, I'm me.
Ryan Johnson,
art. And
he is an amazing writer when it comes to... He has to play to his strengths. Like, have you seen Knives Out?
No.
No. Knives Out is a really good movie that he did after Star Wars.
Right.
He
After
also
everyone yelled at him.
He was also really well known for Looper. Bruce Willis and...
Oh, yeah, I saw Looper. Looper was all right.
Gordon Hewitt or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Also pretty good. And he was also really well known for a couple of episodes of Breaking Bad. Now, those episodes of Breaking Bad, because that was like his big breakout thing,
Right.
were the filler episodes where they were running out of money, and it's the episode where you can't have big set pieces or even multiple locations. So one of them's literally called Fly, and the main character is in the meth lab that they've made.
Right.
And he's kind of getting all paranoid and stuff at this point, and it's supposed to be like this sterile environment and pressurized to a certain level and things like that. Because they've upgraded the lab. They got some money behind them by bad guys and stuff. And there's a fly in the lab, and it's an hour and 10-minute episode of Walter White just going insane trying to find and kill this fly.
So what you're saying is that writer needs to not have money. He needs to not have a budget.
When it comes to dialogue,
And then it can go from there.
he's second to none.
Right.
When it comes to dialogue,
Right.
not big space opera.
Yeah.
Use your imagination. Pew pew, spaceships, lightsabers. No, he sucked at it.
Right,
He
yeah.
was just the weirdest pick
Yeah.
for me, and it didn't work out.
Well, I just thought, like, as soon as the Force Awakens did really well, I just assumed it was all going to be Abrams. Like,
It should have been.
And it should have been. He should have been able to just tell a coherent story.
Because I think even then, the last film, as bad as it was, and it was still Abrams, I think it was mostly bad because he was trying to retcon.
Well, that is
Everything
all
that
I've
Ryan
heard.
Johnson
Like I
did in
said,
the second film.
I haven't watched the last one, but all I've really heard is that he was just trying to recover the whole time.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go into another trailer. So we've just kind of cherry picked the ones that we're really interested in.
Yeah.
I am going to do another rundown of this like I did for Gamescom on the website.
Right.
And just put all the trailers there
Sweet.
with our thoughts on it. But we thought we'd just check out a few. So this is Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Yep.
This was Gods and Monsters.
Right.
But Ubisoft, when they delayed it, for some reason decided to change the name.
Yeah.
Speculation is that it just sounded like a horrible title. It sounded like something you download on a mobile, right? Although Immortals Phoenix Rising
I was going to say
doesn't
Immortals
sound
Phoenix
much
Rising.
better.
It sounds
Yeah.
like it's in a movie.
So let's check this
let's
out.
see
So
what
I'm
it
really excited about this. This will probably be one of our first proper reviews. We don't do a lot of reviews.
No.
So I'm pretty pumped for this. Oh, no, I just paused it.
Sweet.
As the
Now I've
world
unpaused it.
crumbles,
World's falling apart. Oh, rendered
our
in-game engine. That's a
divine
nice,
power sealed
nice little
away.
bonus.
They claim.
Oh, it doesn't
Even the
look
gods
great.
need a hero.
I'm assuming this is an Unreal Engine thing.
It's Zelda. It's Ubisoft's Zelda.
Right. Right, so it's in the Unreal Engine. We know that. Good God, it's in the Unreal Engine. I wish I couldn't pick that so well. I wish that stuff, like the Unreal Engine's a really good engine. I just
Yeah.
really wish you could vary it. Smush.
Ah, it's hammer.
That was a good smush. I like that
Well, now it's
smush.
an axe.
Now it's an axe. Horsey. Horsey axe.
Shiny bread.
Yeah. It does look like Legend of Zelda. Just
It's James Brown.
think so.
That sounds like James Brown.
Very possibly. Oh, arrows. Wow! I will admit, if you didn't tell me that it was just like Legend of Zelda, I wouldn't actually know what I was looking at right now. So
Don't you think that? Looks like,
it does like it's because you mentioned it,
yeah.
and
A lot of people have drawn that parallel, but
yeah.
to me it almost looks more Fortnite now, though.
Yeah, because it's in the Unreal Engine. That's what I was saying. Like, that's
Yeah.
what every game now that's in the Unreal Engine just looks like Fortnite
Yeah.
with a different, like, set of models. And just,
Some guy building stuff in the background.
yeah, just
Knocking up a tower.
turns into an 8-story hotel because someone sneezed at him.
If you're going to build anything, it better be in an RTS. Or
Yeah.
nothing. Have some self-respect.
Now you've just made yourself a target.
I'm not gleaming any story from this.
There's monsters.
No, there's monsters.
And I
you-
don't even
you
think
hit
that's
them.
going to be a focal point. I think it's
Neither do
Monster
I.
Hunter in
I
Fortnite
think
graphics.
it's going to be like Shadow of the Colossus, but in Fortnite graphics. Like, it's
It's
just,
bright and shiny. And
yeah.
It looks pretty,
Oh, absolutely.
but
I mean, look,
It has been
it sounds
run by
like really
Fortnite.
dismissive when I say it, but yeah, I'm just like, it looks how I expect the Unreal Engine to look. It's very default. I hope it plays well.
I do too. We will find out.
Yeah, I am assuming it's going to be very much.
Oh, I'm so excited about June. Sorry, just saw the trailer there.
I am assuming that it's going to be very much like a Shadow of the Colossus thing almost, where it's like there's monsters dotted and you go and get them and blah, blah, blah. Because we didn't see any NPCs. We didn't really see any towns or anything.
Just a lot of fighting.
Just a lot of fighting and it kind of looking like an Unreal Engine game.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like I said, it plays good.
It looks like the kind of game I want to play if I want to sit back with a controller on the PC.
Yeah, just
and
kick
just
it onto the
hack
big
and slash
screen and
stuff.
just blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Much like that kind of same mood I have to be in if I want to play Monster Hunter. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Just
that's
that,
fair.
Yeah.
Sands of Time remake.
But
yeah.
we will go more into that game later on.
Yeah,
because
that's something that we're going to be spending a bit of time in. I
Spend a
think.
bit of time in that. Sands of Time.
Yeah.
I think we've all actually played this. Even Dave.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
No,
son of a-
Dave said he hadn't.
I've
no.
played the original.
Yeah.
Oh, Prince of
yeah.
Persia. Okay.
No, this okay. So Sands of Time.
So if you're listening in an aged care facility,
Dave's your man.
yeah.
No, but I Sands of Time remake. I don't really feel like it was that long ago that it was out, and I don't know whether that's just because I haven't really played a lot of the other Prince of Persia games. Because realistically, the only other one I really played was that Jake Gyllenhaal movie tie-in game, which was actually incredibly good.
That was a more gritty looking one too,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it kind of looked like a bit more gritty, but it played really well, and I was
Yeah.
so surprised because I was like, movie tie-in game, but no, it was.
I was
super
bummed
good.
that they stopped Prince of Persia
Yeah.
for a long
They
time.
made quite a few of them there.
Yeah,
They did, yeah. Sands of Time is where I started.
But but Sands of Time. All right, I'm going to get this out there before we even get this on. Is that one of the things that you can get if you give them extra money is effectively a skin overlay so that it looks like the old one.
Or you could probably just go to GOG and buy it for $1.
Totally defeating the point of buying a remake of the game that
Yeah.
you wanted to play. Just get the old version, guys. Don't listen to their weird, please pre-order this thing.
Oh, can I pay even more and get it in 2D?
Oh God, that'd be interesting. You can actually one of the
Boot up
one of the
DOS
other
box.
things that you get for paying more is I think like a weapon set so that you can have the old weapons so they look the same. And I'm just like, you literally just selling people back the thing.
Are they calling it a remake or a remaster? It is a
Maybe.
remake, so there
Remake.
may be some significant differences that
Maybe.
make them feel justified in
Maybe.
adding the original as a selling point. But
Just
bizarre.
But that's all they're doing though. They're just putting the old graphics on the new
Yeah.
outlay. So it's
Yeah.
no, let's
let's check it out.
let's watch the thing.
Not Jamie's glass. Look at him. He's so sad.
Most people think time is like a river that flows swift and sure in one direction. But I have seen the face of time, and I can tell you,
So don't you want it to look like that again?
So far, it does look like the old one. Was that? Oh my gosh, it's horrible.
I was going to say actually that didn't look much better. Well, I mean, it's probably got more polygons, but oh. Guys, you need to calm down. You need to fix your lighting and your texturing. Please. Like, that guy's beard was okay, but that's about as close as we get.
No wonder it's easy to include the old version.
Yeah, that.
Because it is the old version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cannot defeat this enemy. The sands will consume everything.
Did you notice, like, the
Come with me,
weird,
then.
like, texture
But I warn you,
distance
I move
blurring,
pretty fast.
even though the camera's up really close?
Facial animations are horrible.
Prince, the dagger, it can turn back time.
Yeah, it looks like a game from maybe a couple years ago.
Oh, that's a bit of a disappointment, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm actually. Yeah, that's actually thrown me off a little bit. Because when I hear remake, I'm like, remake.
I'm more questioning the word masterpiece.
Yeah, oh, it was really good.
don't let go.
I'm sure I've watched someone play it. I
Yeah,
don't think I've played it, but I certainly remember watching someone play it.
It's hard to compare
It
to
was.
an RTS, but honestly, remaster, Microsoft with Age of Empires still set the standard for me. Like,
yeah.
No, that's not what happened.
I'm weird about it being called a remake.
hold on, he said that's not what happened. Went back and just he's topless now.
Classic filter.
Yes.
There it was.
Well, there you go.
Not really.
That-
Not super worried about it. I might just get the old one off GOG.
Was excited.
Yeah.
Less so now after
Yeah.
your exciting announcement trailer.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure is the opposite reaction that they want.
Yeah.
But I will withhold judgment until I
will
see it or
at
play
least,
it.
Yeah. Put my hands on
Um,
it at some point.
because it feels like it could just be a nostalgic cash grab.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if they're literally...
Like, why not just come up with a real game?
Especially
a
if
new one?
they're trying to get you to pre-order it to get it to look like the old one.
Who does...
Yeah.
Ubisoft do Assassin's Creed, don't they?
Yeah.
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 Very similar. Well, not similar, but I think...
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, though.
I think they dropped Prince of Persia in preference of...
Pretty much, yeah.
Assassin's
like,
Creed
like from what
back
I
in the day.
read, yeah, they kind of prioritized the fact that Assassin's Creed was like the bigger, newer IP. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Wait for the crossover.
Yeah. Oh, it's already been there. Man.
okay.
It's already like you can play. I think what was it the that Jake Gyllenhaal crossover game, and you could literally
Blood
get like
something?
blood on the sand, something like that. But like you could actually get like an Altair, like Assassin's Creed, like costumes and stuff. And, yeah. No, it was it was there. It was there.
I'm just so out of touch in things.
But the thing that Josh keeps like looking at, and he keeps skipping past because I don't think he knows what to say about it.
No.
Is actually what
I
I'm
was
kind
just
of
going through the
interested in.
Ubisoft stuff first.
Yeah. Well, that is Ubisoft.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Yeah, it is.
Hold on. I want to know what
What are you doing?
the latest Prince of Persia was that tied into the movie.
It was the. Hang on, go back. The
This one?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Sorry, he's not actually pointing at you guys. It's
That
fine.
one.
That one there.
Whatever that one is. Pretty
What
sure
have we
that's
got
it.
here? The Forgotten
The Forgotten
Sands.
Sands.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Maybe.
And then Dave played maybe this one?
Yeah, that
Prince
looks
of
about-
Persia,
Yeah.
1989.
Yeah, that looks all right.
Yeah.
You got some catching up to do, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few games there
I'm
to
not going
play.
to put you through that.
I have a massive back catalogue of games to play. It's fine.
I'm not going to put you through that.
And then so Scott Pilgrim game.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
This
game,
has been in development hell for a while, I believe.
Not development hell. It came out years ago, and it was
Right.
amazing. It was done by a bunch, like all of the artists did amazing pixel work, like
Yeah.
pixel art work. The animation was great. All the frames looked really good.
Yeah.
The game was super fun to play. It was like a side-scrolling beat 'em up,
Yeah.
but with like a kind of subset RPG system for leveling
Right.
and like abilities and like. It was awesome, but because it was tied into the movie, it ended up being stuck on like I think it was the 360 and PS3.
Right, okay.
That's it. So that's why this is a big deal, because this is now like the game plus the 2 DLCs, and you can actually buy it again. So yeah, you didn't just have to have it on like your account and have a 360 in the corner.
yeah. Yeah.
But no,
You
it's,
can play it on
it's
modern.
a super good.
Well,
like,
Dave
just
and I haven't-
couch co-op game.
Seen the trailer, so let's watch it.
And I still have a PS3, so you know.
Yeah, I do too. So. 10 years? Oh, that hurts.
The PS3 is the newest console I own.
Wow. Yeah, this soundtrack too is just like it's overlaid through the whole thing. It's a MIDI synth soundtrack, and it works really well.
The movie was based on a comic, wasn't it?
Yeah. Something that initially started as a webcomic by Brian Lee O'Malley, and then got big enough to have its own publicated release, and then got turned into a movie.
Which was pretty good.
Yeah,
I didn't mind the movie.
I actually really liked the movie. It's like, it's just like the comics in the movie. It's just full of references to
This has
retro
got
stuff.
you and Jamie written all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can see you guys just finishing this in a night.
Oh, we
And
hammered
playing it
like,
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because you have like because it's got that kind of RPG system thing, and you get more abilities and all that kind of stuff as you go. It just got to that point where you played it, and even when you finished it, you were just like, well, "We can go again," and I'm tough.
How many
And
people can you have playing at once?
4.
You can. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
There you go.
It's an.
I'm
It's,
You hear that,
I'm-
Remnant?
but that is one of the quintessential games for me that I love, but it just got stuck in
I'm
stuck
keen
in
to
the
play that.
past.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
Like
Kind of from your era, too.
well, it's trying to be anyway. It's trying to look like it.
Yeah.
I am just pixelated. That's why I never
Yeah.
played.
All right. So, yeah, we're probably going to do some gameplay on that at some point.
We
Sounds
kind of
like
have to
you guys are pretty
realistically.
keen.
Yeah. I'm gonna nag anyway.
Yeah. I
Even
might
if you
reach out to
weren't pumped, it was
Ubisoft and
kinda
be like,
too
hey.
I might have to buy a controller.
Yes.
Yeah, you are going to need a controller.
My ancient
Yeah.
Thrustmaster, whatever it is,
Yeah.
wireless
One.
Firestorm thing. Makes me go up and to the left.
Yeah.
Up and to the left.
Yeah.
So speaking of exciting releases, it's funny, isn't it? We love watching trailers, and that's like the gold standard. But then I'm almost more excited for one picture that CD Projekt Red have released. So they released a screenshot of what they're calling the Badlands.
Yep.
Which to me is like the countryside.
Yeah, it is.
Or the
It's outside
rural
of the
area
city,
of whatever the city is going to be.
There's actually a new Night City Wire coming up soon too.
Is there a
Couple
city?
weeks.
Does the city have a name?
Yeah, Night City.
It is Night City.
Night City.
It's very original.
Well, it is based on an RPG, a pen and paper RPG from like the 80s.
Right. Okay.
Like that's this whole universe is like something that came from an 80s pen and paper game.
It's
Wow.
pre-existing
Yeah.
in that sense.
Yeah, and they actually are like, so 2077 is, I think, because the guy that made it, he's actually kept making it over time, and like he started, I think, in the year 2020 something.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, he made these existing settings and moved them forward through the years and through the years, through the years. So I think 2077 is actually about halfway through the established kind of
right.
world.
So he's got a whole world and lore and everything.
Yeah,
So
no, it's massive.
cool.
It's basically D&D.
So much content for the game.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So no, it's then they've got a lot to draw from. Like that is one of the things I think that's going to work for this, and one of the reasons why I like that it's CD Projekt Red doing this, because let's face it, they took The Witcher from an existing medium and used that, and then expanded on it and made it awesome, and kept it going and did a really good job. And now this has got even more just stuff.
Well, The Witcher got the Netflix series after 3 games. This has already got an announced anime.
That's right. They've already got the anime coming
out.
next year. Yeah.
If that's any measure of success.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the Badlands. That
We've got the screenshot of the Badlands, little hatchback.
looks pretty
Kicking around
pretty
there.
good. This whole thing here is kind of reminding me of Blade Runner,
That I think that's the point.
which, you know, obviously there's going to be strong parallels.
Yeah. I actually only recently watched Blade Runner
The new
2049, the new one.
So good.
It's really good.
So good.
But I did kind of do that thing where I was just like, 2077. Like it just it made me think of like just I was drawing straight to this. And like it is one of those things where it is a very specific genre.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to I'll restart that. It's really unfortunate when you start looking at things and you go like, oh, that's like that. But none of them really, like that is kind of the deal. When you go into this genre and when you're looking for this thing, you kind of want a fairly specific aesthetic.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Like I don't think I know anyone that doesn't like the aesthetic that's running in these cyberpunk kind of stuff. So
And we take our inspiration as Neon City Daily a little bit.
we have, to be fair, there's a lot of purple.
Yeah,
so
it is. Love my purple.
Just enjoy the intros to After Dark, even if you don't listen to the rest of the episode.
That's
which
it.
I
Yeah.
hate, and they're good.
Yeah. I told Jamie we're going to make a compilation and we'll just flesh it
Just
out
get
into
ads
a
in there.
whole universe and make a pen and paper game.
I'm down.
Um, And then I wanted to touch on this because I've been keeping half an eye on this.
Yeah.
The whole Apple versus Epic thing.
Yeah.
So Apple are now countersuing. Who
I
would
didn't
have thought?
okay, so I didn't realize it was at that point.
Yeah.
Already.
They're actually charging or trying to charge Epic with theft
Oh,
for
wow.
putting the payment system in and
Oh.
circumventing
Yeah.
the 30%
store.
cut
Yeah.
that
So-
they would otherwise take.
Yeah, okay.
Like, surely Epic are sitting in their boardroom going, I
Shit.
think we made a mistake.
The guy that initially thought of the idea is out the window.
Yeah, that's right,
At this
yeah.
point. Yeah. No, we all kind of knew when Epic started this shenanigans, and that they'd obviously they'd already planned for it because they had a whole ad roll ready.
They had
to
propaganda
go.
ready to
They had
go.
literal propaganda
Yeah.
waiting. And we even commented that first week, just like, why would you do it to Apple of all people? They're not.
They
gonna-
literally have the deepest pockets of any company
This is what they do.
outside and
They
probably
have
oil.
they have lawsuits for fun. I'm pretty sure sometimes it's just how it works.
Their Christmas parties are just mock-up
yeah.
courtrooms.
It's like it just evolves into a weird like BDSM power exchange
Yeah.
fetish.
That's
between
also, I'm pretty sure, how
the
they come
people-
up with their new phones.
the
They're
people
like,
working in the upper echelons of Apple, and it's just
like, oh man, what if the new phone was the same as the old phone, but we'll add an extra lens?
and that's when the guy with the
Costs
floggers
more.
like across the arse.
Like for a company that was all about innovation when Steve Jobs was around, And he himself, not so much a visionary.
Yeah.
I don't buy into the mythos of Steve
No.
Jobs. He knew how to market things.
He also knew how to find things. That
But
was
he
part
also
of it.
said, here's what I want. It's currently not doable. Engineers, go and make it doable. And, like we all know the Woz is the true genius behind the tech. But now they're just churning out more of the same.
Yeah.
And people keep
that was the
obviously
thing, like,
buying
he-
it.
Yeah, Jobs would look at things. He'd see things that he wanted. He'd say that he wanted them. 9 times out of 10, that did devolve a little bit into them just buying things from little startups and just going, no, ours, and doing that kind of thing, which is kind of dirty.
Which Microsoft still do.
Which everyone, every
Yeah, but
big
then
company
they try
like
and
that
do
does.
it, then fail.
Yeah.
Someone else does it.
But then they end up just saying, but we own you though, so just do it for us. So yeah, I feel the same way you do with that. Where I'm kind of like, oh, I've got an iPhone, but I don't buy into the weird cult status of it.
No.
But
Because we're not stupid.
yeah,
Not in that way, anyway. Certain other ways, yes.
I love you,
will still-
NVIDIA.
Josh will still fart to the mic and then put
Josh
his face
would love
against
to
it.
review a 3090.
I'm going to.
When we say review,
I'll buy
means
it and then tell you that it's awesome.
Like lifetime review.
Look, Nvidia, if you're willing to send all of us 3090s, I'm sure that we could do something to make
I will
sure that
literally
we
never touch a console again.
got your message across. Yeah.
I will be a loyal follower for the rest of my maybe 12 months before I upgrade again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's probably when, Nvidia would be nice enough to hit us with another one.
But screw you, Corsair, because my mouse is less than a year old and it's dying. So
It's not like the headset where you were blaming it and then it wasn't the headset.
Oh yeah, no, that was awkward. That was Logitech though. We've made up.
Wow. That's all unfortunate. I think that's it for this week.
I think we're done. Yeah. So
That's-
we're
that's-
recording this on the same day it's being released. So you've got just up to date
Wow.
information.
Wow. The only
you know-
way this could have been any more up to date is if we live streamed it. Let's all stare at your wife.
Yeah. Anyway. So thanks again for listening. Thanks again to Modern Musician. And a reminder of our Kingless collaboration that's coming up as well. That'll be fun and not fraught with technical issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick. Nick's our sound engineer and he stuffed it up.
I will fart on your head, Josh.
We could blame Jamie because he's not here.
Yeah, Jamie wasn't here.
I mean, he is here. Oh.
It was totally my fault, guys. I'm really sorry.
So a bit of backstory. We've already hooked up with the
Don't.
Kingless guys and it didn't go well we had some technical issues.
Yeah.
So that
On our end, it's
We had
like
a
they
great-
were great.
Oh, they were fine, yeah.
They came in. We did a really good interview. Everything was
we're the
amazing.
podcasting
and then,
experts and they just
something went wrong on our end.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, so the collaboration has been pushed back by a week due to technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. And we can definitely say that even after talking to them, we're very excited.
Yeah.
Even more so. So,
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
yeah.
We will ask them very similar questions again and
Yeah.
you'll get to hear it this time.
Yeah.
That's it.
We might get Jamie to come in just a bit like a fresh perspective.
Mm.
But in the meantime, go and have a look at their game.
Chuck a link in the YouTube description.
Yeah, I said that last week and didn't do it.
Yeah, do it this week.
I think you should be the YouTube guy.
All right.
Yeah. I'm already the website guy and I cop enough shit for that. So,
Yeah, you do.
yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening and
Catch you next week.
Catch you next time.
yeah. See you, Jamie. What do you think? Anything to say?
Nothing at all. Let me go and die in my tonsillitis-ridden hole.
They call it the kissing disease. It's a week he moved out with his girlfriend. Coincidence, Jamie? No matter where I go, his eyes follow me.
It's like the Mona Lisa.
All right. Bye.
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 Shut up, Josh.